been doing these days. We would be doing it for the next 3 weeks thereabouts. We would be seeing how we can, still keep you abreast with very wonderful topical conversations, especially socio-political conversations for your listening pleasure. We keep up with all of that. Without further ado, we have to go straight into the conversation or conversations as I have lined up for your listening pleasure. I am Kalada Korubashbo. You're listening to Hard Facts in 92.3 Nigeria Info, an abridged version. I would be speaking to someone briefly on the show, but let's quickly look at some of the big trending stories, some of the stories making the rounds, some of the stories that people are talking about, not just on various traditional media platforms, but also on social media, the new media as it is called, people are talking about. And number one is, and it's so hilarious because just yesterday I was boasting to one of the callers. I think it was Asetikoe, and I know he's going to come for me. Just yesterday I was telling Asetikoe that okay, what was I saying to him? I was telling him that just maybe in a few weeks' time, the Port Harcourt Refinery will start operations, because as part of our big stories yesterday, I did tell you that it is likely that the Port Harcourt Refinery will start operation because Petron, the national president of Petron, had told us yesterday that he had paid the refinery a visit, and he was somewhat assured that the refinery would start sometime in a couple of weeks' time. That's what he said. But now the NNPCL has come out to shift the production date, even further. And now, according to the Punch newspaper, as published this morning, the Punch is saying that this is the 6th time that we would have a resumption date for production at the Port Harcourt Refinery. Now, the article reads, the caption, first of all, is NNPCL postpones Port Harcourt Refinery kickoff for the 6th time. Okay, so the Port Harcourt Refining Company, a refinery under the management of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited in Rivers State, has again failed to commence operations after about 6 postponements, the Punch reports. It was observed that promises made to Nigerians by the Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources and NNPC about the refinery have continued to witness multiple failures. Now, since December 2023, NNPC, which is in charge of all the government refineries, has given Nigerians different dates, assuring citizens that the refinery would begin the sale of refined products soon. In July, the Group Chief Executive Officer of the NNPCL, Mele Kyari, stated categorically that the refinery would come into operation in early August, and we have entered the second week of August, so it's no longer early August, it's middle or mid-August right now. It's the middle of August, and yet the refinery is yet to start working. Now, the same Kyari said in 2019 that the NNPC would deliver all the country's 4 refineries before the end of former President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. Now, while appearing before the Senate recently in July, Kyari boasted, "I can confirm to you, Mr. Chairman, that by the end of the year, this country will be a net exporter of petroleum products." Specific to NNPC refineries, we have spoken to a number of your committees, and it is impossible to have the Kaduna refinery come into operation before December. It will get to December, both Warri and Kaduna, but that of Port Harcourt will commence production early August this year. However, as August nears midpoint, the refinery has yet to commence operations, creating concerns that this might be another failed promise from NNPCL. Now, replying to inquiries from our correspondent on Tuesday, the NNPCL said it was on course even when the early August promise has expired. In a chat with our correspondent, the NNPC spokesperson, Olufemi Sonoye, tersely replied, "We are on course." Sounds like something we must have heard it a couple of times. We are on course. Now, Sune did not reply to further questions asking if it meant the refinery will operate this month. Oh, okay. All right, so there you have it. I mean, yesterday we were being told by Petron that the refinery will, start working in a couple of weeks. But the response that the NNPCL is given is an opaque response. Very opaque, I should say. As opaque as opaque can be. We are on course. And it reminds me of the biblical coming soon. You know what I'm talking about, the biblical coming soon. It reminds me of that. And, one can help but ask, when is it really coming? Anyways, quickly to my next big story. I know I said I wasn't going to waste time. Somehow I got caught up in the refinery talk. But this one, we're being told that telecommunications companies or operators are thinking of shutting down services. Yes, what that means is that you may not be able to make phone calls. If they do that, you may not be able to send text messages. You may not be able to go on social media, your favorite social media app. You may not be able to do anything there if they indeed shut down the network. What does the report say? Now, according to the Vanguard, ballooning operating costs, NCC stakeholders kick as telcos threaten service outage. You can find that on the Vanguard, once again, published this morning. Let's see, the article reads, telecom operators have warned that the excruciating financial obligations they are burdened with at the moment may push them to adopt load shedding formula of the power sector in providing telecom services in the country. And what I understand by that is, maybe they'll do it like the power holding companies across the country. Some days they give you electricity supply, and other days you don't get it. And by the way, it's just immediately after this announcement is coming, immediately after we were told by electricity workers, that they want to also shut down the operations because of setting things. I don't know if that's just for River State, but yesterday on Morning Crossfire, that conversation held, and it's really a pointer. It's really an expression of where we are currently when we talk the state of the economy. So what do you make of it? I don't have much to say about that because I'm bracing. I need to call my guest in a bit. And my next topic has got to do with the Southeast. And the Southeast, has been characterized and bedeviled, you can say that, bedeviled or characterized by insecurity. Yeah, you heard me right. Insecurity is characterized the southeast part of Nigeria, the southeastern part of Nigeria, and it majorly is related to the goal for secession. I want to break away from Nigeria. I want to be all by myself. Nigeria has marginalized me. Those are some of the stories and theories that we get to hear from that region. And so we've had people like Nnamdi Kanu pop up. We've had even people before Nnamdi Kanu pop up. We've seen Simon Ekpa, take the baton from Nnamdi, who was arrested by the federal government during would I say arrested or repatriated, whatever the adjective is to describe what happened. I mean, you can use it. However, he was brought into the country, while he was in Kenya. And ever since then, he's been on a back and forth ping pong with the federal government at various courts. So, yeah. And now the baton is with Simon Ekpa, who has been very vocal on X, formerly Twitter. And, some of his comments have been described as incitements. Yes. Some of them have been described as inciting violence in the southeastern. I mean, he talks about, weaponizing youths in the region to carry guns against the military, against the police. We see all of those narratives on his X account. And now, reports that the foreign the Finland foreign minister, to Nigeria, has come out to say that they may, I don't know if they have or they are about to, but there is something about a court case, and they're going to try Simon at a Finnish court. According to one of the reports I read, it's going to be between his right to expression. Is there a limit? Remember, we say always on the show that your right is not absolute. So I wonder if the Finnish government is arguing in that stead as well. However, they are taking, or they intend to take, whichever the case is, him to court, to answer for the incitement situation in the southeastern part of the country. Although he has reacted to it, he has called it fake news on his X account, he has said all manner of things. My own interest therein is, would these solve the problem in the southeastern part of the country? I'm not saying what he does is right, no, of course, but when you're solving a problem, I've been told, you need to go, look at the solution from the roots, the root form. You have to take the problem away from the root. But if you keep cutting off branches, it's going to sprout again, and all of that stuff. So I want to get your thoughts. After my very short, about 47 seconds commercial, I would be speaking with the spokesperson of the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State. I'm being told that Rivers APC is in support of the governor of Rivers State. I did see the headline on this day newspaper. I may not have read the article, but I want to speak with him directly to tell me if it is true as reported. We'll go for a quick commercial break in a couple of seconds' time. Remember, we're live on Facebook. I believe we are. We're live on YouTube as well, and we're very much active on X. And I bet you will come your way. Remember, it's the Tournament of Champions, where we have champions from different regions, Port Harcourt, Abuja, and Lagos, going for the prize of 2 million naira to stage. I'll be right back. All right, 26 minutes gone past 3 p.m. You're still listening to Hard Facts and 92.3 Nigeria Info. So I'm done. I've dealt with the three big stories. Now I want to go into a topical conversation right now. And joining me on the show is the spokesperson for Rivers APC, Darlington Uwaju. He is the spokesperson because the State High Court says that Emeka Beke and his, you can hear me. Darlington, can you hear me? All right, I do think we have a problem with the connection there. I'm wondering if he can hear me. Hello, Darlington, can you hear me once again? All right, I guess it is it's either network or it's crazy. It's crazy down here. All right, I would reestablish the connection. But remember, you could also join me. Go on Facebook, drop your comments. Let's get talking. 0809-030-6416 is the number to call. And I do have 0817-923-0002 as or rather, the first number I called. I'll get back to the numbers. But let's get back to the phone lines. Can you hear me, Darlington Wildju? All right. I do not know what's wrong with the connections. For some reason, I can't seem to hear him. Okay. All right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take some calls, a few calls, and then I'll go back to connecting or reconnecting with Darlington. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, and 0817-923-0007. Those are the call numbers. Let's get your text messages via WhatsApp on this number, 0809-030-6416. Good afternoon. So who is calling the studio right now? I've got Ken, but before Ken was a maker from Owerri. Let's see if I can hear Maker. Maker from Owerri, can you hear me?
I hear you very loud and clear.
All right, let's get talking then.
From Owerri.
All right.
I'm getting tired of this conference. On this conference, somebody telling us the refinery is not work on Port Harcourt refinery in December. Please, whoever that say that, ever. Let me come and tell you.
No, they did not say Port Harcourt Refinery will work in December. I think what they said is the Port Harcourt Refinery would soon start working. It's the Kaduna Refinery and that of Warri that would work sometime in December.
Whichever who has played on our agent more than necessary.
Okay.
If it's in Kaduna, whether it's in Warri, whether it's in Port Harcourt, whether it's in whatever. Let that person come and that if this thing does not work on December 2024, that we will resign it from his work. Let him affect his signature. And tell us if this thing does not work on December 2024, I will resign. I will take it. About propaganda. You will push this. You do that. Not about getting tired. You go up to 2024 to December, whatever I call it. Let them do an appeal. You will return up. I will not.
All right. Emeka, the line is unstable from your end, I believe, or is it from my end still? But I like to listen to Ken. Ken, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear you.
Good afternoon, Canada.
Yeah, quickly. Let's get your thoughts.
Canada, will you bear me witness?
Did you say sickness? Did you say sickness? I didn't get that.
Pardon?
What did you say I should bear you? I should bear you witness or...
I mean, will you bear me witness?
Okay, witness.
That since last year, 2023, when the federal government was giving us dates, they were categorically giving us a hopeful date and month. From the month to month, from month to month, 3 months, 2 months, 4 months, 6 months. Now we are hearing weeks without a specific date. What an animal farm are we running? It is very, very unfortunate and shameful to those who that they can maneuver the poor people in this country and do whatever thing they like in the name of politics and their selfish interests. Shame to them.
All right, thank you very much, Ken. Thank you for your thoughts. I'm taking another call. 92.3 Nigerian for your name and location.
Yeah, Canada. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, my name is Susie. I'm calling from Rema Community.
All right, Susie, welcome.
Yeah, I just have a question to drop while you are trying to actually capture with hook up with Darlington Wildju.
Okay.
After the ruling of that court ruling yesterday or day before yesterday, Emeka Beke said something about writing to the national and also believing that the president and the national chairman, Ganduje, will adhere to the court ruling. And I continue to conjecture and ask myself questions. I suppose the court order given by River State High Court supposed to be homostatic, that the moment an order is given, every other person, including spirits, will listen to it and then play along with it. But what is the essence of beginning to conjecture whether or not the national or the president will listen to it? I have a problem with that particular position, because why it is like that for me is that the Ganduje is still the national chairman who actually laid off
so Susie, that's not my conversation in any bit as to whether my conversation is to whether the APC in River State is in support of what's it called now, the governor of River State. I've got Darlington Wildju, spokesperson, Rivers APC, on the phone. Good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Good afternoon, man of the people.
Good afternoon. So the network has been terrible, and I've been trying to get across to you. Let's quickly get into the nitty-gritty. Congratulations, first of all, State High Court victory, first step, I guess. But then again, this day is reporting that the Rivers APC is in support of the governor Fubara-led political faction. Can you give us some details on that? We would like to hear.
I think that, first of all, you must read the entirety of that report.
Okay.
In order to get a full grasp of the context in which the chairman of the party spoke. Now, he is saying, and that has always been my own position, that on the 26th of April, 2024, I was on your show, and I made some deposition. Again, on the 11th of June, I also made some statements, some commentaries. And you are aware that if you fact-check what I had said in those two previous interviews of mine with your station, with what the chairman said, then you will clearly see that there are no contradictions at all. Now, what he is trying to say is that the APC in Rivers State is not averse to having good governance in Rivers State.
Okay.
The APC will not, cannot be used as a cannon fodder to settle selfish political scores between the FCC minister and the sitting governor of Rivers State. The APC is an independent entity that has suffered from many years of brutality, including the 8 years of terror that was rained on Rivers State and our political party by the current FCC minister. So what the chairman said is not prevaricating, and my job is very simple, and it is to break down, because it is a broadcast time, and so this is broadcast and we need to manage it properly. So the context in which he was talking is that the APC is not against good governance in Rivers State. The APC shall critique the governor of Rivers State when and where necessary. And the APC is ready to support the governor and the government of the state as of today, to ensure that the people of Rivers State get the maximum benefit of the dividends of democracy, what we call dividends of democracy. Because in the 8 years that we saw in the very most recent history, we all know that it was a reign of selfish governance.
Okay.
And was bereft of ideas and purposefulness. So we cannot lend our platform to any individual to use it as a punching bag to always throw punches at the government of the state. That is what the chairman was trying to convey.
So let's dissect what you've said. You've just said that the APC will be constructive opposition party, if I described it very well in your words.
It has always been.
Okay, in your words.
As it has always been. The 4 persons from nowhere tried to hijack the party from the original owners, the aborigines of the party.
All right. But now, where I'm going, I don't remember I said I want us to dissect this. Now, where I'm going with this is the chairman, Emeka Beke, said on Monday that he would invite the 27. Does not make it seem like he's already taking sides in the matter? Remember, you've just said you will be neutral, you'll be a constructive opposition party. However, he's inviting D27. And some would say, the matter is in court. Why not wait for the court to settle it first?
Now, my answer to that question is, recall that on December the 11th, a major decision was taken in the politics of Rivers State. And for us, let me also quickly chip in that public relations is not about propaganda. It has nothing to do with propaganda at all.
Okay.
It's telling the truth in a proper way.
Okay.
In the simplest format that your audience or your public will understand you. And so, on the 11th of December, there was a landmark decision by persons who were members of the Rivers Assembly. And then, if you will recall, we issued a statement telling the world that these persons are, as if them was alien to our political party, that we have processes and procedures, and that they should go to their work to get registered. And that in the alternative, they could approach the national for waiver. These are all spelled out in the constitution of the party 2022, amended on 26th of March 2022. So we clearly made that position known, and we guess that between December 11th and January 20th, when they now approach the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja, and now deposed to affidavit to the point that they are now members of the All Progressive Congress Party. And recall that there was an event at the Polo Club wherein the national officer of our party attended that event and made some very strategic commentary. And so if you now take these 2 events together, that's the event at the Polo Club and the deposition made the affidavit that we are sworn to by Honorable Martin Samewule, then you would not agree for any reasonable person that these persons have joined the All Progressive Congress Party. And as far as that document is concerned and has not been withdrawn from court, every other argument that you attempt to make to deny them that right to membership will be a waste of time. So it is on the strength of that the chairman now said, and we are saying, that these persons have not become members of the All Progressive Congress Rivers State because there is a proviso in our own constitution that allows for waivers. And the national officer of our party having come to make commentary welcoming them and
okay. I don't have much. I don't have much time, but I'm going to step in now. I'm going to pause you.
Yes.
I agree with your arguments, but I mean, yet again, the matter is in court because there is also the argument that the PDP may have also, spoken in court, saying that these people are still their members. They also may have also gone back to court, according to certain reports, to say.
I am not aware of what the PDP said. I am only informing you of what has happened in the All Progressive Congress. I am not a member of the PDP. And the fact that I am disclosing to you, the job of a publicity secretary is to make full disclosures of truth available to you. So the truth that is available to me is what I am disclosing to you. I am doing my job. It's not about propaganda. I am not. I have no atom of telling lies in my DNA. And so I am disclosing to you the full truth. So any other contrary information cannot come from me. I am not a member of the People's Democratic Party.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. But then, final question: what is the way forward, given the fact that the local government elections are very, very nigh, and there is to talk about supporting good governance in Rivers State? What would be the stance of the APC, especially as it relates to the local government? I mean, under the leadership of Chief Emeka Bekee.
Now, there is going to be already messages or invitations have been extended to stakeholders of the party for a meeting for tomorrow, 12 noon tomorrow. And so at that meeting, an agenda will be set before the stakeholders of the party. They are the owners of the party, and they will have to ponder on these the items, and then look at the health status of our political party, and now empower or give the ELCOS, as it were, we go ahead to further move the party forward in terms of decision making and all the rest, given the political scenario that we find ourselves in Rivers State. So by or after tomorrow, we should have well organized, well consulted position to push out to the public. I mean, what is it that is happening with our party?
All right.
And these are the happenings in Rivers State.
All right, then. All right. Thank you very much for your time, Darlington Wild Juice, spokesperson, APC Rivers State. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you. All right, back to the phone lines. Let us get your thoughts as it relates to some of the big stories that we've talked about, and of course, the topical issue we've addressed as well. The report on this day saying that Rivers APC is in support of the governor, in all of the political drama. But we've been told that what it is actually is good governance. And if the governor is giving good governance, that means the APC is in support of that. But if the governor is not, that means the APC in Rivers State will go, for its jugular. Politically, of course, not literally, figuratively. So let's get your thoughts. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, and 0817-923-0007. WhatsApp number for your WhatsApp messages, 0809-0306-416. Remember, other big stories. Number one, NNPCL is saying we are on course as it relates to the kickstart of operations or production at the Port Harcourt Refinery. Number two, TELCOS, your mobile service providers are saying, hey, we're going to shut down, at least for, we do, with the power sector. We're going to shut down for a bit, and so we can be able to keep up with the economic times. And then the third big story, Simon Ekpa in Finland may be going to court because the Finnish foreign minister, or is it the ambassador? Is it what they call it? Yeah, I think so. One of them has come out to say that Simon Ekpa may be heading to the court as it relates to Southeast crisis, or would I call it insecurity? Let's get your thoughts. I've got Robin. Robin is calling me from a chair. Robin, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd love to hear from you.
The man of the people, Canada.
I greet you, Robin. Thank you, Robin. March of the family. Robin, it's noisy. It's noisy where you are. Are you using, a earpiece or an earpiece? All right, sorry, I would have to let you go there. Obed from Transamadi, welcome. Obed, are you there?
Yes.
All right, let's get your thoughts then. Hello.
Good afternoon, Canada.
Yeah, Obed, let's get your thoughts. Is it a bad network there? Can you hear me now? Oh my, okay. So I guess there's something wrong with the phone lines as well. But let's just keep trying. Let's see, do I have messages? I'm going to go for messages now. 0809 0306416 is the message number. Keep those calls coming in. I'm going to read some messages. Jimbo Baraye Caribon Nelson says, on what is happening in our nation and mostly River State, I keep on remembering Nigeria's years of systematic military rule through the barrel of the gun, where constitutional rights of entire citizens are trampled upon. For now, one is never sure the present leadership are going to improve on the bad governance. I urge the president to use the grand strategy used in our nation's former capital city as one of his campaign goals to elevate the suffering of the citizens, to prop up his waning ruling party. Finally, self-interest and political disagreement in River State is worrisome for the stability and development of our beloved state by the political leadership. Jimbo Baraye, Caribon Nelson with that one. Thank you very much. So the phone lines apparently are acting up, so just keep your messages coming this way. This one says, good day, Mr. K. Batiba. Southeast characterized by insecurity. This is not far from the truth. The way and manner insecurity is going about in the Southeast is disturbing and worrisome. People killed on daily basis, lives no longer valuable in the Southeast. Let security agencies be proactive and all hands must be on deck to protect lives and properties. Owanate Clinton West. All right. I'm going to try taking the calls myself. I do not know if it's from the other end. 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Yeah, this is Isaiah George.
All right, quickly. You have a minute.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You see, in the west of Darlington Ward, you can see that this is a organized set of political escorts who actually mean well for the governor in River State, and that they want, in as much as they exist as a party, that they will give him all the needed support, because they have seen that the governor is the right track, and that when there is room for criticism, concrete criticism, they will do that, and that is democracy. That is why you have opposition. It is not when you are just doing what I don't understand, like the likes of the person who the court sacked. You can see how he was, when even there is nothing to show, you try to, because you want to deceive the people, you try to see all kind of things, you to put down the government of the day and all of that. I want to thank them. And I also want to say that in your three major stories, the issue of the insecurity in the Southwest, and you have clearly stated that you believe or sometime or somehow that it is the arrest of the leader that is fueling most of this issue, and that the people want to go. Let's assume these are the truth. Why don't you just set the ground rolling for the people to find their way if they want to go?
All right, thank you very much. Isaiah, I've got to go now. I've got a Maddie from market. The Maddie, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear.
Yeah, good afternoon, Father.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
Now, I want to start to say, if Emeka Bekee had issue from the national and somebody was appointed, because Tony Okocha never appointed himself.
Okay.
Has the issue been cleared from the national? Because if you now say that you got the judgment, and already the Supreme Court has over said that court does not have power over internal affairs of the party. Is this still a winning thing to Emeka Bekee?
I think the court, the State High Court dealt with that issue. I think the State High Court differentiated from internal party affairs, and when you're breaching the Constitution, because whether you like it or not, the APC and its leadership is still under the Constitution of the Republic of Nigeria. So maybe we would get to understand that as we go upper talking about the judiciary.
Yes, because it should be clear to us what brought Tony Okocha on the party line of APC, being caretaker. Did he jump into the office of being a caretaker chairman, APC River State? It was done by the people of APC from the national.
All right.
So I think Emeka Dede should still have more work to do by going to the national to clear himself.
All right.
From the issues.
All right. Thank you very much. I still want to steal one more call. 92.3 Info. What's your name?
Kalana, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, Obed Chima.
Obed, quickly. You've got 1 minute.
Yeah, Kalana, I want to react to the issue of the solidarity walk or protest.
I'm not talking about that. I think I did that yesterday, so I'm not touching on that today.
Okay, I'm talking about APC.
Yeah, APC generally, and how they may be, favoring the governor, so to say, as reported by this day.
I think this is not the first time, actually. APC is supporting PDP in Rivers State. So it shouldn't be the last also.
Okay.
Because prior to 2023 election, the former caretaker chairman of APC, you understand, he was in support of the PDP. So is anything new on what is happening right now?
All right, I've got to go.
Same PDP support the federal? So there's nothing new here, honestly.
All right then. All right, nothing new, you say. My time is up. Can I squeeze in one message? And this one says the Port Harcourt Refinery is a scam. The government of President Tinubu has failed Nigerians. Nothing good can come out of the federal government. They're all a bunch of lies. Got data, man. All right, if you say so, maybe I can squeeze another one. I do have time, right? This one says, wait, some of you actually take these people serious. The disappointment is all yours. It's not just about a matter of stealing the car. Do you know how to drive it? A country on a journey to know where that's on the refinery. And that's from Newton Ikira. All right, thank you very much.
Stay with us. Nigeria Info. We'll be back.